Hello and welcome to The Explainer, where we will compare the two most powerful presidential limousines in the world to see which one wins out in different categories, which has superior defense, and what features differentiate them from any other car on the road. We're going to look at all the details, the stories behind them, and exactly what sets these rolling fortresses apart. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this head-to-head category breakdown of these two incredible machines. First, we'll look at the ultimate presidential limousines themselves. Then, we've got the tail of the tape. After that, we'll cover armor and life support, check out some secret gadgets and offense, and finally, we'll wrap it up with a final verdict.
Section 1. The Ultimate Presidential Limousines.
Now, you know the leaders of the United States and Russia hold immense global power, right? Well, that power and the serious security risks that come with it are absolutely reflected in their heavily guarded official vehicles. Interestingly, both of these cars actually made their grand debut back in 2018, but their engineering philosophies took entirely different paths. On the U.S. side, we have Cadillac One, famously known as the Beast. Now, it might look like a stretched luxury Cadillac sedan, but underneath, it's actually built on a highly modified medium-duty truck chassis just to support its massive weight. Then, on the Russian side, we have the Aurus Senat. This one was purpose-built from the ground up on a unified modular platform. With its upright design and that big Rolls-Royce-style chrome grille, it was deliberately styled as the spiritual successor to the massive Soviet-era ZIL limousines.
Moving on to Section 2. Tail of the tape. It's time for the heavy-duty specifications round, so let's step up to the scales for our heavyweight weigh-in.
When we put these two titans of automotive engineering side by side, the differences are just staggering. The Beast weighs in at an estimated 20,000 to 22,000 pounds. The Aurus Senat, on the other hand, is significantly lighter, coming in at about 13,669 pounds. To move all that American mass, the Beast uses a classified diesel V8 engine. The Russian limo, it uses a 4.4-liter V8, or there's even an option for a massive V12. And then there's the price tag. Estimates for the U.S. vehicle range wildly, anywhere from $1.5 to $15 million per unit, depending on how you factor in development costs. Compare that to the Senat's estimated cost of about $570,000, and you can see a huge contrast.
I want to pause on this number for just a second. 22,000 pounds. To really put that into perspective, that is the weight of about 5 standard passenger cars, all rolled into one. Because the Beast carries this unbelievable amount of weight, its agility is naturally pretty limited. In fact, due to the sheer density of its construction, estimates suggest its top speed is restricted to roughly 60 miles per hour. This thing isn't designed to win a drag race, it's designed to be a literal immovable object.
Now, on the flip side, while the Aurus Senat is a lot lighter than the Beast, it is by no means a featherweight. The armor plating and all the security modifications on the presidential Senat make it roughly 2.5 times heavier than a standard civilian car. So it's really a fascinating study in taking a luxury platform and scaling up its structural integrity to military-grade levels.
Section 3. Armor and life support. Let's shift our focus enthusiastically over to the defensive capabilities and see exactly how these cars protect the presidents from extreme threats.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is just how thick the Beast's exterior actually is. This is its first line of defense. The body armor on the U.S. vehicle is reported to be a massive 8 inches thick. We're talking about 5 inches of standard military plating with additional explosion-proof plates stacked right on top. And the windows? They're roughly 5 inches thick on their own, engineered specifically to stop a .44 Magnum bullet dead in its tracks. Absolutely wild. Because of that 8-inch plating we just talked about, the doors on the Beast are incredibly dense. Actually, they are routinely described as being as heavy as the cabin doors on a Boeing 747 airliner. Think about that. It takes a tremendous amount of physical effort just to pull them open and close them. But this extreme blast-resistant engineering is absolutely crucial to completely seal the U.S. president off from virtually any kinetic threat you could imagine.
Meanwhile, the Aurus Senat boasts a formidable suite of defenses of its own. It rolls on 20-inch bulletproof wheels and is engineered to cleanly deflect armor-piercing bullets. On top of that, the undercarriage and chassis are hardened to survive direct grenade blasts, and the entire cabin is sealed to withstand chemical weapon attacks. It is undeniably a highly capable, combat-ready fortress just dressed up in a luxury exterior.
But defense doesn't stop at the armor, right? It's also about keeping everyone alive on the inside. Both vehicles are hermetically sealed against biochemical attacks. The Aurus Senat utilizes advanced built-in fire suppression and state-of-the-art air filtration systems, but the Beast takes it a whole step further into medical preparation.
Aside from its own independent oxygen supply, the most fascinating detail is that it actually carries a specialized refrigerator continuously stocked with bags of the president's exact blood type, ready to go for immediate emergency transfusions.
Section 4. Secret gadgets and offense. And this brilliantly illustrates how these vehicles move from just taking a hit to actually fighting back with some seriously James Bond-style countermeasures. Defense is great, but sometimes a vehicle needs to actively fight back to secure an escape route. Let's say an unauthorized person actually manages to get past the Secret Service and grabs the door handle of the beast. Well, they are in for a shocking surprise. The door handles can be instantly electrified with 120 volts of electricity. That's right, 120 volts, immediately incapacitating anyone attempting to force their way into the vehicle.
And the active countermeasures on the U.S. limo just keep going. The Beast is equipped to deploy dense smoke screens to obscure vision, lay down oil slicks to make pursuing vehicles lose control, and even fired tear gas grenades to disperse hostile crowds. Plus, it rides on run-flat tires, meaning even if the rubber is completely blown out, the steel rims can still carry the vehicle to safety at high speeds. Now, it's really important to mention that while we know quite a bit about the Beast's arsenal, the specific offensive tools of the Russian Aurus Senat remain entirely unconfirmed by the public.
Also, keep in mind, these cars never travel alone. The logistical operation is massive. The Beast is always flanked by a hazardous materials mitigation unit and a countermeasure Suburban that's packed with giant antennas designed to jam remote bomb detonation signals. When traveling globally, the Secret Service actually flies at least 2 of these limos ahead of the president using massive C-17 or C-5 military cargo planes. And to maintain absolute security, each Beast only has roughly an 8-year service life before it is systematically dismantled and destroyed by the Secret Service to keep its engineering a total secret.
Section 5. The final verdict. So, the crucial point is how we bring this head-to-head comparison to a close. We've looked at the massive, truck-like scale of the U.S. limo and the sleek, modular, purpose-built luxury of the Russian limo. But before you make up your mind, we really need to acknowledge an honest caveat here. Both the U.S. and Russian governments keep the real operational numbers completely classified. That means the true top speeds, the precise metallurgical composition of the armor, and the absolute limits of these vehicles are highly guarded state secrets. Everything we've compared today is based on rigorous media estimates and public reports. The real depths of their capabilities remain totally hidden in the shadows.
But based on the incredible public specs we've laid out in this explainer, from 8-inch thick doors and electrified handles to chemical-resistant air filtration and Rolls-Royce-style bulletproof luxury, which rolling fortress would you rather trust with your life? The immovable mass of the Beast or the heavily armored elegance of the Aurus Senat? It's such a fascinating question about the intersection of automotive design and ultimate security. Thank you so much for joining us, and keep exploring the amazing engineering all around us.